Hey, they said goal setting paves way to success, but we are not sure. Another thing is they said if you don't set goal or if you don't plan, then you plan to fail. So it becomes very dicey. People that plan, after they are done planning, they still fail. And some that did not plan at all, they did not plan, you see them succeeding. So today we'll be looking at a very important topic, or be treating a very important topic, which is, does goal setting pave way to success? Hello everybody, and welcome to the lifestyle show here on New World TV. I still remember your girl EJ. Thank you all very much for your love and support. Thank you for the consistency, for your follow-up. I want to say a very big thank you. New World TV wants to share love and gratefulness. We are just so happy for you people following us. Thank you all very much. And if you haven't followed the lifestyle playlist, please do follow us on YouTube, like, subscribe, and keep sharing. Once again, you're welcome. I have two very lovely guests here today. They are very familiar. They both have been here before. So we'll begin with the lady. Hello, ma. How are you doing?
I'm very well.
She's so beautiful. It's so good to have you here again.
Thank you.
Do you mind introducing yourself, please?
Yes, I am Ikechukwu Ngozi by name.
Okay.
I'm into education. Yes, I'm a lecturer and a coordinator of a school at Bagida, Golden Center Academy here.
All right, ma'am. It's good to have you here.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming once again.
You're welcome.
And then I have my boss, Oga Pata Pata of them all. See, I call him Lion of the tribe of Judah, King of Kings. Mr. Jerry. Etonam. Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm not fine. It's like you mentioned something that I can't relate with, the King of Judah.
No, forget that one.
I am simply Jerry Etonam. I'm a journalist and a producer.
It's so good to have you here with us, sir.
Thank you.
One thing with both of them is each time we call, they always come. I mean, regards their busy schedule. I just want to say a very big thank you for your love, for the patience, and always coming each time we call. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Now let's dive deep down into this very topic. I would want to begin with asking what goal setting is, ma'am. Do you mind explaining to us what you understand by goal setting?
Okay, first of all, what is the word goal?
Yes.
The word goal there is like an ambition, or something you've set aside to achieve. Now goal setting is just more like you setting out a procedure in achieving a particular thing. That is the ambition or whatever you want to do.
All right, ma'am. How about you, sir?
Yeah, I'll go in the context of football. You can play all you want. If the ball doesn't enter the net, there's no goal.
Right.
Which means whatever activity or action you intend to do, you put it down, and then you work towards making that activity a success or getting the end of the activity.
Okay.
So you can play the football, which is the activities you do.
Right.
The moment the ball enters the net, it means you have achieved that goal, and the goal is actually to win. So
all right. So the next question, Sir Jerry, what does success mean to you, and do you believe goal setting is essential in achieving success?
Essential might not be the word I will use, but I think it is helpful. That is the word I will use. And now, success to me is when I have done a number of things, maybe over 10, and 8 has been able to bear fruit. So whatever activity I do, whatever thought process I have, anything that involves me getting to that goal, if out of the many I have done, a high number of it has reached where it's supposed to reach, then to me it's success, and it's something I expect to be done over time, because for anything good to last, it has to take time.
Right.
That is for me success. Now, like I said, I will go for the word helpful, because if you don't set that goal, maybe instead of going straight, you might be going zigzag,
right,
which will take more time for you, more resource for you. So it is important or helpful to have goals, and it's all those small goals that accumulate to become a success for you.
All right, and thank you very much. How about you, ma'am?
Yeah, I have a lot to say about success because somehow it's personal to me. Now, to me, success means, personal growth or development. Me trying to push myself out of my comfort zone in order to achieve an envisioned accomplishment. Yes, it might be personal or, or professional, just to get the best version of myself. Goal or success to me, rather, is me me doing what I want to do. Yes, and achieving what I want to do. Yes.
Okay. And you believe that goal setting is actually going to help you achieve it?
To me, goal setting is one of the important things that can help you in success, your success stories. Yeah. Yes, one of the things goal setting does is that it gives you direction and focus.
Exactly.
You know, it's just like you having a routine. You understand? In the morning when you wake up, you bathe, you brush your teeth and all that. That's what goal setting does. It gives you confidence. It increases your self-esteem. Like it makes you, you know, you believe that there's something after this, there's this. So it gives you more confidence. Like it's better to be overconfident about a particular thing, which you know I've heard him say,
right?
Yeah, most of the time. So it helps you a lot. Goal setting helps you. It keeps you productive. You are always motivated because you know your next action. Yes.
But to add up to that, I think sometimes when we talk about goal, people look at it to be something too big. She spoke about personal growth, becoming the best version of yourself. I said earlier on another show, if you are doing or sewing shoes at the roadside, your next goal is not to be there, it's to have a small shop. Your next goal is to have a bigger boutique. Your next goal is to employ people to. So you see, it's a stage something, like I said, and those things are culminating to become a success for you. So imagine you don't have the goal first of all to start sewing. Sometimes the sewing must start from just your brother and sisters getting somebody will look at it in form of business, but at the same time you are building your personal growth. Because as the business goes, it goes with you. So we shouldn't look at goal to be necessarily something that has to be big, huge. It should be with the little you can do.
Well, I think the way you make it sound nice is actually very easy. But when you listen to motivational, you know, the people that actually
you know, the funny thing, I'm not downplaying the work they do. But I feel like sometimes it's too much work. Because some motivational speakers are doing it for the money of it. What they may say may be helpful to you, but I don't want to say the spirit behind. The idea behind is not necessarily to help you. It is true that I can listen to it and pick something and adapt it in my own way. It will work for me. I'm good with it. But I think, like Nigerians will say, too much turn to the full basket or whatever.
No, the thing is, you know, goal setting, I feel like it's not really, because when you check where this word is majorly heard is from motivational speakers. You don't hear it from churches. You rarely, let's say you rarely you rarely hear it from churches or even educational institutions or something like that.
You know, goal setting is more like you trying to plan. Creating a plan. Like I said, it's just like a routine. You want to achieve this, you want to get a first class degree or something like that. So you should have steps. Maybe I read, and that's just basically it. It's just we that, you know, attach the rigidity to it and all that.
True. Okay, the next question: can focusing too intensely on goal limit us from discovering new opportunities or alternative definitions of success? Okay,
for me, it may or it may not. Yes, to a larger extent, it depends on the kind of goal that you want to achieve. You have different types of goal, but I'm going to be specific on the time-based kind of goal. You have, under the time-based kind of goal, you have the short-term goals and the long-term goals. So if it's a short-term goals, it requires an intense focus. You need to be there. You just need to be there for you to get the actual success that is required or demanded from you. When if it's a long-term goal, then you need to be flexible enough to, you know, adapt to different, you know, changes around you. You need to, you know, open up to new opportunities. Now, goal setting may not actually, you know, focusing on a particular goal may not actually stop you from achieving your goals or your success or anything. But one thing I want you to do, or anybody should, you know, look into, is you creating alternative for yourself. Exactly. So if this isn't working, this should work. Always find a plan B. You understand? When you have a plan B, definitely you would get to where you want to.
Definitely. How about you?
Intensely focusing on it, I can say it is positive and negative. you are doing probably a diploma course. It's probably 2 or 3 years, depending on the country. At that moment, if it's diploma you want to acquire, you have to be intense.
Right.
Because whatever you are doing, there's something that's going to measure it. So if you are not able to focus on what is going to give you the highest score or the level you need to reach on that measurement, it means that short-term goal is going to become your long-term goal, which is going to take away your time, resources, and all. Now, besides that, so at that moment, you have to focus intensely.
Right.
Focusing intensely doesn't mean you don't have space to breathe or to pause. You can. But the thing is that your priority should be what you have to achieve at that moment. Now, sometimes it may deprive you from some other opportunities. In a media setting, for example, you are doing 2-year course or 3-year course on TV production. Someone will still be doing the same thing as you are doing, but will be stealing away some few time to learn something about maybe radio or newspaper or something. Not probably focusing too much on it because it's like a plan B or something temporal, but it may still be useful for the person. Right. But if it's in the long term, there are certain people even defer courses and then they come back and continue. They still achieve because it's a long-term goal. Some people get work at the same time go to school. So it depends first of all probably on the goal and on you yourself. Now alternation is that, I give an example about the sewing shoes thing.
Right.
Maybe you used to use a particular thread, and over time people have realized that maybe when you sell your shoes, after some time it starts wearing off. You have to adapt. There's issue about recycling now. People recycle to create shoes. You can't stick to your old system and still maintain it because it is good to focus on your brand or whatever it is, but you have to also adapt to changes that are around you. Do you get it? So if you are too focused on this one, you close your eyes with the other ones, you will have the product and you will not have the market to sell it into.
Again.
So you have to be, no matter how flexible.
That's it.
So my third question is to you, Sajari. How do you balance discipline in achieving your goals with the flexibility to adapt when life takes an unexpected turn?
In terms of discipline, I will say it in this way. You know what you want. You know what, if it's from here to here, somebody can go on the circle.
It's not everybody that know what they want.
No, if I say, okay, let me put it this way. You know, when you wake up, whatever it is you want to eat, right? At least that one, you know it is natural. You have to eat. Even if you don't get, even if it's just toffee you put in your mouth, you've put something in your mouth,
right?
So you've eaten. That's what I'm trying to say. The goal you are setting, there has to be a discipline. If today, for example, somebody decides to dash you 2,000 CFA, you don't know what tomorrow brings. You can decide to eat 500 and keep the rest, just in case you don't get. That is what I can refer to in this essence as discipline. You want to achieve a goal. Maybe in that 2,000 you put 500 down. The next day you don't get anything. 2 days you don't get anything. That 500 is still there. You are struggling to find, maybe you eat from somebody, go and beg somebody, but that 500 is there because there is a goal.
Derail. At some point you derail. This discipline thing we talk about, you fall out though.
You can fall out, but like I said, you know what you want. You will get back to it. That 500 is there. You are begging food around, eating from scraps, because you want that 500 to be increasing the little time you get. You add it until you can no longer have be forced rather to go and beg for food, but you have something, you go and buy maybe chicken or I don't know, those small chicks, right. You start rearing them. Now maybe those leftover food that you used to gamble over is now for the chicks and they are growing. That struggle you did, the derailing you did to get that 500, keep adding, and you bought that, isn't it getting you to your goal? Small from there you move to goats and the rest, and you keep going. So the discipline is not easy, as I'm saying.
It's not.
It is something, it's like they saying in probably my mother's language, you have to desist yourself from certain desires. So no matter how fancy you want to look, how plush you want to look, you have to sacrifice that one in order to gain something better in the future.
Because the reason I'm asking him this is some people fall out and they don't fall back in. They literally just remain there.
Even when you grow seeds, not all of them sprout. Right. That one is nature. You can't force it. But the thing is that you don't want to become that seed that it didn't sprout.
Yes, exactly.
That's another thing.
So you don't want to become.
Do you want to say something?
Yes, for me, for discipline, I think one of the best things to do is to set SMART goals. Okay. You understand? SMART there is an acronym. Like, let it be specific.
Achievable.
Yes, let it be measurable, attainable, relevant, and then time bound. Like, I believe in tracking my progress.
Okay.
that's a discipline for me. In a week, what am I doing, to achieving the bigger picture? Exactly. And then another thing I do again is, controlling my urge, procrastination.
Exactly.
Procrastination. This is what is killing a lot of youth today. They want to be the best doctor in the world and all that, but they are procrastinating a lot of things. You want to get a degree, but then you are, I will do this next year, and next year you are not doing it. So procrastination is another thing that kills a lot of, goals and discipline that we tend to or want to achieve. That's it for me. So basically, just try as much as possible to be focused. Exactly.
So me, discipline first thing is to be able to curb your desires and sacrifice now for tomorrow. That is it. If you are able to adapt to it, it's without fail. You fail, you come back. My point is not to remain when you fail.
Don't be
that seed that didn't sprout.
Right. Okay, so the fourth question: how has failure impacted your journey towards success, and what role has it played in shaping your goals?
For every beautiful success story, there is always I was walking, I was riding a bike. Mine may not be that way, you understand? But I like to see failures as not just something to hold me back, but something to build me in order to, achieving the bigger picture. So one thing I would say that has helped me is not dwelling in the past. You understand? I think one of the things that has helped me as a young girl is moving on fast. I know it's not easy. Like we always say, it's not easy. Like I've been in an organization or in a school where like I was literally accused of wanting to compete with everybody. I don't know if it's because I wear this. I'm a kind of person, I love looking good. It's a thing for me, but at a point it was like she's competing. She wants to dress well, she wants to do so all those things were there to discourage. I started teaching when I was 16. Exactly. But I never saw those things like, okay, at a point I got fed up and I left the job and I went for another job. So it wasn't so beautiful there too. There was a lot of hassles and all that. But one thing I would say is not dwelling in the past. Try to move on. It helps in motivating you. It helps your productivity as a person. And then another thing is, do not always focus on the future. Wait, let me come.
Okay.
Don't focus on the future. Means that there are some experiences that has happened. So go back to those experiences and learn from it. Now you wanted to climb a particular mountain and then you slipped and fell. There was something that made you fall. So the best thing to do is pick up from those past, learn. Now I'm going with a stick, now I'm going with this, and then another thing is don't stick with it stubbornly. If it's not working, find another plan. That's what helped me. My father would always say, I want you to be this, especially politics. I love politics, but I just feel like I'm too calm for politics, but it's a dream that I want to still achieve, but there are a lot of things that would come, a lot of failures and all that. But see, the best thing to do is try to adjust when these failures come. But if it is failure, it would always come. If it's setback, it will always come. Like Edison Thomas, when he tried the bulb and all that, he didn't give up. Even Mark Zuckerberg, the modern, he didn't give up. So just see life as a laboratory where you try, and anyone that works out, my sister, my brother, go with it. So that's
how about you, Sir Jerry?
Me, the first thing always comes to the mind. I went for a course of mind education training before, and from there what I realized is that some things come from the mind. Sometimes whether you fail or succeed may come just from how you think, in the sense that what you may consider as failure to me might just be a stepping stone. Let me use a typical example, maybe out of context. Some people, when they are in a relationship and they break up, they see it to be the end of the world. Other people see it to be a new adventure for them. You see, maybe that breakup has to happen for you to realize something, for something else to come your way. But because maybe emotions or sentiment are overly involved, or even if they are accurately involved, there's that, like she said something about being stubborn with some things. It's not working, but you still want to make it work. I'm not saying you should give up easily, but you should retrace, like she said, a stone, maybe a stone made you fall from that mountain down. You should have to retrace whatever is the cause. If it is something mendable, if it's something you can adjust to, then you do, but from time. She spoke about smart again, time bound. So when it comes to failures, to me, it's more or less like how you perceive it. If today I'm unable to do, sometimes we set goals during the start of the year.
Right.
I can tell you a number of people don't even remember those goals when they reach half.
Exactly.
But it's not because of the goals you set. It's because of things that happen. She spoke about being specific too. Maybe you have 3. Sometimes don't list too many things. Sometimes because of so many expectations, we've seen it somewhere, somebody listed 7, listed 8. That is that somebody. If you list 3, and even if it's 1 you've succeeded in that year, it is a good thing. Because somebody hasn't even thought about even the goals in the first place, listed it, not even try working towards it. So it's the mind.
Right. Now, you guys are saying stuff about sticking to something stubbornly. Another thing I would want to add to that is sometimes we stick to it without even knowing it. Do you understand?
Yes.
So it's not about not letting it go. It's the fact that have you realized that you're actually stubbornly holding on to something that isn't working? Do you get? That's the trickish part there. So some of us are holding on to something that isn't working, isn't because we want to hold on to it. It's because we've not gotten to that point.
No, you know me, I'm talking
too
about
much investment. See, when you invest so much,
you
it's
just
difficult
don't want
let
to
let go.
But me to the for me, I was talking about these people that don't even know where they want to be. Because Mr. A is studying business administration, I want to do this. If not this, I am not doing any other thing. So
just to chip
don't
on
stick.
It's like the other program where the guy said because A is doing this and they feel like it's succeeding. They feel that's the line they are supposed to take, but no, everybody has their own cup.
All right. So finally, before we go, because we're almost wrapping up, how do you set goals in a way that supports your mental health, especially in high stress environments?
Okay, high stress environment like Africa.
It's
very rampant.
Okay, I believe in starting small.
Exactly.
Yes, start with the small goals. Exactly. Just pick out the smaller ones, work with that, and learn to appreciate yourself. I know a lot of people will be like, she's a Gen Z, that's why she's stuck with go and flex. But most times we don't know that when you celebrate little success, it gives you motivation. You did this, Ngozi, you can do this, you can do that. Celebrate, and then if there are big goals, you can break them as well. Try to, I can do this first, then maybe get a BSc, work with my masters, then doctorate, and so that's for you. Then exactly. Then another thing is find time to be around positive people. You said something about you cannot be in a society where there is pressure, and then you are now having friends who are also like influence of pressure to you. Girl, you are still using this phone, why? And immediately yes, and then at a point in life you start seeing yourself like, hey, it's like I'm too backward. God, what is this?
People
then you forget.
It's true.
Then you forget the milestones that you have hit in life. It's something that it can never be overemphasized, especially in the part of world that we find ourselves. So we just have to start small, break it down, take it step by step, and trust me, you will get there. That's it.
So how about you?
Well, the goals have to be, if you check some of my profiles or my names or whatever on social media, I have this thing: do every little thing your small way. That is my principle.
That's beautiful.
So even if I want to dress like her, maybe today I might be wearing the color. Forget about the style of dress I'm wearing. It's just the color I'm picking for today. The next time I decide to be wearing the beads on it, that is what I decide to pick today.
Right.
The next time it'll be a long blouse. That is what I decide to pick today. So it's little by little. Do all small things your little way. Kofi is able to get his masters. That is what he chose to do. I may decide to just end at diploma or advanced diploma or probably go beyond. That is what I can do. You need to know your self-worth first. Like I said, from the mind. The kind of belief you have in yourself, you may be distracted, you may fail and all that, but it's the belief in yourself. She spoke about celebrating goals. It's not something I often do. Funny thing is other people that probably do it towards me.
Yeah.
I don't know why or how.
That's why they will say it's not, and it's very, very helpful. Just imagine yourself telling yourself, wow, you did this, and you're clapping for yourself. It's funny, but taking yourself out, it may not be so big, like an introvert that I am. I may not actually go to big places, but telling yourself, wow, you did this, you just hit that milestone, you can do that. It helps, it motivates, it increases productivity. Trust me.
Because I feel like I celebrate myself unintentionally, but probably just in my mind.
Yeah.
You see, especially when it comes to producing like this, there are a number of difficulties I face, especially being here where that role is not actually something that is positioned. We have the director, the presenter.
Right.
I don't know for most French countries, but that is the experience I've had since I came. So bringing in that aspect of it where you have to now let these people know that, okay, there's that role and this is the role of that person is tough. At times you do all those things and you have to come and sit in front of screen and still talk.
Yeah.
But you have to maintain your composure.
Exactly.
Because whatever you did off screen doesn't concern who is watching on the screen.
Of course.
And
So it is not easy. The goals are supposed to be small. Now, mental health is important. Sometimes we need to speak out.
Right.
But speaking out doesn't mean you should speak to the wrong person. Speak to someone that may understand you or that may empathize with you. She spoke about positive friends. It's very rare to get. So if somebody will say, but you are investing now, why are you still moving with this GHS person, this primary person? Maybe that is that person that gives you that peace of mind or that mental health. Already there's too much stress. So sometimes some of us distress by being quiet. Me, I can be in my room. So first I'm watching TV, reading a book, I am okay. I don't need to go somewhere to feel fulfilled.
Right.
But sometimes if you don't go out you don't get that exposure.
Right.
So it is required. So to me, mental health, first of all, your mind. Don't let anything scatter anything that is arranged there. In 5 years you want to go there. The distraction should come by, your goal should still be there. Don't let anything pass corner for you.
All right, people.
Reduce stress.
Yeah, we've come to the end of today's show. There's so much to say regarding this very particular topic, but then it cannot be overly emphasized. If we keep talking, we might bring up more things. But here's the thing, I don't want to chip this in before we wrap up. I feel like they said something about having positive friends. And Mr. Jerry established the fact that you don't know the friend that is even positive, let alone having such a person as a friend. But here's the thing, I feel like encouragement, Miss Ngozi said something about celebrating success. It starts from home. We should be taught that. So when I pass my primary school certificate or I come home with distinction, how is it that I'm being praised? What encouragement or what words of encouragement was I being given?
Eat chicken.
Exactly.
It's on Christmas.
And buy you clothes.
Exactly.
And all
now,
that.
such a thing kind of like registers in my mindset. It wants to push me beyond my limit to do more. All right. So all of this whole thing starts from. I would want to take it back home. Although they say charity begins at home, but the home isn't the one that is actually going to train the child at the end of the day. So, regards, it is very possible to actually be successful through goal setting. But if you're not disciplined, it's also very possible that you fall at the end of the day. But like Mr. Jerry said, even when you fall, don't remain down. Try as much as possible to stand up back again. It's possible. Thank you all very much for coming. I'm so grateful. Thank you for coming. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Jerry.
For having me.
Until we come your way next week, stay blessed, stay safe. I still remain your girl EJ. Plenty love from me to you. Bye bye.